This is Dragon Manifest during the God hours. I normally get up around 3, 4, 5 a.m. Give you guys a download what the lick read for the day. Today's download is about people who think they're out of the matrix, but they're actually very well so in the matrix, right? Oh, excuse me. Now, here's how people gener- generally operate. This is how people generally operate. It doesn't necessarily mean that people um, want to be in a matrix, because I wouldn't think anybody actually wants to be in a matrix, but it just, you know, how people generally operate, okay? Whether they want to be in a matrix or not. So, how people generally operate is one foot in, one foot out. Okay? One foot in, one foot out. One foot in the matrix, one foot out of the matrix. Okay? Um, Yusuf L, y'all check out my brother Yusuf L over there at High Frequency Radio. He's always talking about public and private. Public and private. Okay? Basically, when you're in the private, you're out of the matrix. When you're in the public, you're in the matrix. Okay? When you're out of the matrix, you're in the private. When you're in the matrix, you're in the public. Okay? Public and private. Everything is public and private. Okay? And that's on a physical realm. Then you have the spiritual realm, metaphysical realm, all that type of stuff, right? So let me see if I could make this very easy for y'all, very simple for y'all, and the shortest video I can. Um, Usually, if a person is in the matrix and the other person is out of the matrix, that is not going to work. That situation is not going to work. Oh, excuse me. No matter what um, you're trying to do, it's a love relationship, business relationship, um, mother father relationship, mother son, mother daughter, father son, father daughter, any type of relationship. If one person is mostly out of the matrix and another person is mostly in the matrix, usually that is not going to work at all. It's not going to work. Okay, there'll be constant fighting, bickering, you name it. Okay, especially if both people. Well, let me not say that. Anyhow, so what I've come to find out is I am so far removed from the matrix. Yeah, let me say this. What I've come to find out is I am so far removed from the matrix. My tolerance level is like next to zero for dealing with people who are in the matrix. Let me say that one more time. I am so far removed from the matrix. My tolerance level for dealing with anybody, even remotely in the matrix, is pretty much at zero. Pretty much at zero. What do I mean by that? Trying to be, trying to do business with, trying to have a love relationship with, trying to have any type of relationship for me with somebody who's anywhere still in the matrix is a waste of time. It's a waste of time, okay? Reason why people grow and develop at different speeds There was a time I was in the Matrix. Okay, I could pretty much say I was in the Matrix up until 2013. Up until 2013, and from 2013 to now, I've been removing myself from the Matrix until now in 2022, like 9 years later. I mean, I am pretty much done with the Matrix. I'm pretty much Neo. Okay? At this point, I could probably fly. Okay? I'm pretty much Neo. I pretty much got superpowers. Superpowers, right? Um, and I do. And I do. There's things that I can literally do that would just amaze people. I amaze people all the time with the things that I do, right? And things that I'm capable of doing, right? So, for me to deal with people on any level that are in the matrix, for me to even try to explain um not being in the matrix, for me to try to even try to explain, for me to even try to explain to people in the matrix, it's like talking to a piece of rock. It's like talking to a log or a rock. It just people develop, you know, at different times and you know different rates and everything like that. All I can do, all I can do is put the the information out there. This is all I can do. All I can do is give people the information, okay, and it's up to them to partake, okay. I cannot even lead a horse to water, okay. I'm not gonna lead you to water anymore, okay. I'm just gonna tell you water's over there. If you're thirsty, water is over there. I'm just gonna text message you the address, okay, of where the water is. I'm not gonna drive you there. You're not gonna get in my vehicle. I'm not gonna take you there. I'm not gonna guide you there. I'm just gonna tell you where it is if you're thirsty. Okay? At this point in my life, that is all I can do. And I'm not gonna tell you where it is too many times because people will come back. Hey, where you said I was again? All right. Hey, man, I forgot. Where you said I was again? All right. I'm not gonna keep going through that with people. Even that is like getting annoying. Okay? Even that is getting annoying. That's one of the reasons I do these YouTube videos. People can come back and reference these videos instead of asking me the same fucking question a million times, right? So anyhow, um when you are removed from the matrix, um you actually learn how to beat them at their own game. Okay? Some of y'all need to watch The Matrix over again. All whatever 3 or 4 or 5 movies, right? You actually learn to beat them at their own game. When you're at the level, you learn to beat them at their own game. Okay? When you're just getting out of the matrix, you more or less see that it is a matrix. More and more and more. You more or less see it is a matrix more and more and more. And then you'll finally get to a point where you not only see the matrix, but you go back in the matrix. Okay, so now you're Neo. Now you can go back in the matrix, but now you're going back in the matrix and beating them at their own fucking game. Okay? So here's what it is. A lot of people see the Matrix. so called woke and everything, but on different levels, of course, on different levels. Some see it more than others, right? They don't care that you're woke. They actually don't care. I'm inclined to believe and to think they actually want you to see the Matrix, because in you seeing the Matrix, and not doing anything about it, and not actually doing anything about it, and not actually being able to go back in the Matrix and do something about it, you know, it gives them permission. You're giving them permission to keep doing what they're doing. Okay, it's kind of like um you have two parents and an offspring. I don't even know if I'm going to use this example. Now, let me use another example. It's kind of like you have an employee and a manager of a company, and the manager of the company catches the employee stealing, and the manager of the company sees the employee doing it. The employee sees that the manager caught them doing it, and the manager does nothing about it at all. The manager's actually like, well, what do you want me to do about it? Okay? This is what the manager is saying to the owners of the company. Well, what do you want me to do about it? Okay? Which is what people do. This is what people do. They see the matrix, they see the thievery, they see what's going on, they see our public servants stealing, and people are like, what do you want me to do about it? We're the managers. We're the managers of this universe. Okay? The boss, the big boss, whoever y'all think that is, the universe, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, yourself, put us in charge to manage this motherfucker. And the motherfuckers that we hire, okay, that are public servants are stealing, okay? They're stealing. And we see the thievery, they do it in plain sight, and everybody's like, what do you want me to do about it? Okay? And then there are those actually try to do something about it, okay? And then there are those that you know what? Um, since all these motherfuckers don't want to do anything about it, most people don't want to do anything about it. I am just gonna go back in the matrix and I'm gonna just beat them at their own game for myself, for myself, for myself and my loved ones. Fuck doing it to try to save the world. You know what I'm saying? Fuck doing it to try to save the world. And that's the point that I'm at. Fuck doing it to try to save the world. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. I think that song didn't just apply to women, trying to save toxic women. I think that song also applied to nations. Because notice the Bible would reference a nation by calling the nation her. You know, uh, the Jews are supposed to be God's chosen people, and the Bible would reference the Jews as her. Okay, and the Bible would reference people in general as her. You know, so when that song, and I forgot who sang that song, says don't save her, she don't want to be saved. There's whole nations of people that don't want to be saved, don't want to be saved. And then there's most people, they just don't want to be saved. That's why 90 to 99% of the people on the planet is like they don't want to be saved. They're comfortable. And then you have a whole nation, for lack of a better word, so-called black people. It's like they don't want to be saved. Okay, it's like they don't want to be saved, right? So now you have to think about yourself. You have to save yourself. You have to save yourself. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, you know. And with me being where I'm at, now I have to recognize those that don't really want to be saved or those that are not ready to completely be saved. I have to recognize those because if I don't, those are the ones that are going to drain me. Okay? Now, the ones that are in the matrix and they just, you say one or two things to them and they just, you could tell they're just completely in the matrix. You know where you stand with those people. Okay? They're nowhere near the level you're on. But then there's the ones you talk to them and they're like, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, we're gonna buy land and we're gonna go off grid and we're gonna go completely private. Fuck their social security numbers and their credit system and all this type of shit. Yeah, we're gonna manifest. If we need 10 grand, we're gonna manifest 10 grand. We don't need to borrow no fucking money from them. You know, and whatever we want to manifest, we're gonna manifest it. Everything comes from our mind. Yeah, 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 we're gonna do it, blah 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 blah. Right? And they're mimicking what you're saying, right? But then when it comes to actually doing it, oh my god, it's a whole nother fucking story. When it comes to actually doing it, when it comes to actually doing it, these motherfuckers are fearful, doubtful, have no faith. You know, it's kind of like these Christians. You know, they're like, yeah, have faith, brother, have faith. Then 5 minutes later, oh my goodness, how am I gonna pay this bill? Oh my goodness, how am I gonna cure my sickness? Oh my goodness, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? Aren't you the same motherfucker that was just talking about have faith as a mustard seed? If you could only touch the hem of his garment, aren't you the same motherfucker? Make up your goddamn mind. You know what I'm saying? Either you're gonna believe or you're not gonna believe. I'm like Jesus. If you're lukewarm, I will spew you out. I don't like lukewarm motherfuckers. Either be fucking hot or be fucking cold. Either be fucking hot or be fucking cold. Okay? That's where I'm at. Okay? Most people want to be comfortable, want to be warm, want to be lukewarm, want to be at that perfect, comfortable temperature, not realizing that that's actually doing more damage than anything. That's okay. Look at food, right? When food is at a medium temperature, at a lukewarm temperature, it's dead in 2 days. It's dead in 2 days. But when you freeze the food, depending on if you airlock freeze it or whatever, it could last virtually forever. It could last for a very, very long time. Okay, you can freeze food now to where it won't even get freezer bite. You could virtually freeze it, oh my goodness, for years, right? And then if you burn food, if you make it real, real hot, it'll simply dissipate eventually. It'll dissipate eventually. Okay? But if you want food to turn into worms, just let it sit there for 2 days and just stay at room temperature. Let it stay at a comfortable temperature. It's gonna turn to worms. I'm to where I don't need no fucking worms. That's disgusting. Motherfucker, either you gonna burn the bitch up and let it de, you know, what's the word I just used? Dissipate. Let it dissipate, let it burn up and dissipate, turn into ashes, or you gonna put the motherfucker on freeze and preserve the motherfucker. Okay? You need to do one or the fucking other. Okay? But see, people that want to remain lukewarm, they're dead. They're completely dead. Motherfuckers that want to be hot, they have transformed. They have dissipated and transformed back into energy. Okay? These motherfuckers have turned back into energy. Now they're living as energy. They're living as energy. And energy go anywhere, do anything, you know. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm just energy. I go anywhere, I do anything. And then you got motherfuckers that's on freeze. These motherfuckers are literally just frozen in time. They're not doing anything with their life. And a lot of motherfuckers are literally like that. They sit up in the fucking air conditioner all day, all night. Just frozen in the air condition with their head up their fucking ass, smoking cigarettes, weed, just frozen. Don't want to do shit with their life. Even if they're in the matrix, they don't want to do shit in the matrix. They just don't want to do anything. It's literally like that. Literally like that. Okay? Me that was in the matrix is gone, has dissipated, gone. I'm living energy at this point. I'm living energy at this point. Okay? And with me being living energy, that means I go where I want, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Okay? I have no restrictions. I'm not bound to anybody, anything. I've completely figured it out. Okay? So it's when you really completely figured it out, there's no going back. There's no going back. A lot of people come out the matrix and then go back because they can't take it. Some people come out the matrix and go back to beat them at their own game. And some people, I think, like I've gone back, I've beaten them at their own game, and now it's become so easy that you know I'm just floating energy. You know, I completely understand and overstand what's going on with me now. Okay, I completely understand and understand what's going on with me now. Okay, this is why I'm so transient. Okay, I completely get it. I did a video, Be Happy. What are you really doing with your life? Okay, what are you really doing with your life? Now, whatever you're doing with your life, if you're really happy, completely happy, that's great. But if you're not happy, you need to figure out what are you doing with your life. You got to figure out what are you doing with your life if you're not happy. Okay? Because one thing's for sure, you cannot keep living a unhappy life. You cannot. Who the fuck wants to keep living a unhappy life? Who the fuck want to be bound by jealousy, anger, hate, frustration, jobs, um, people, bound by people, bound in relationships you really don't want to be in? Who the fuck wants to be bound? Okay? Who the fuck wants to be bound? Alright? Like the saying goes, man, who wanna live in a cage? Who wants to live in a cage? Okay? And a lot of you realize you're living in a cage. A lot of you realize you're living in a cage, and a lot of you think you're out the cage, but you're not out the cage. Okay? You're not out the cage, but you think you're out the cage. When you are out the cage, You literally manifest resources. You manifest money, right? You manifest the people you want in your life. You manifest anything. You're a walking, living, breathing magician. You know, y'all don't even realize why you think they call the leader of the KKK the Grand Wizard. The Grand Wizard. He's a magician. That's why he walks around with a hat like Papa Smurf or Santa Claus. That pointy hat. Anytime you see they got motherfuckers with a pointy hat, that's a magician. That's a Grand Wizard. Okay? That's a Gargamel. Okay? That's a fairy. Okay? Y'all don't even realize the KKK is nothing but an organization of wizards. All right, and their job is to manipulate you or put you under a trance or a spell that you are bound, you are in bondage, to put fear in you. Okay, and that you are bound and you are in bondage. That's their thing to do. And a grand wizard, he gets it. He knows his mission, right? The Grand Wizard know their mission is to put fear in people, specifically people of color, non-whites or whatever. Okay, that's their mission, right? Um, People think there's some type of hate group and they just go around killing and murdering people. No, it's even deeper than that. That's just the surface what they want you to think. Okay, they're actually magicians sent out to put fear in people. Okay, false fear. All right, make people think that um they're gonna kill you, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. They can't do anything to you. The KKK, nobody, nothing on this planet, the so-called Jews, nobody, nothing on this realm can do anything to you unless you allow it. The police, let me tell you, and y'all might be this person or you might know somebody who's this person. I know a couple people been driving, never had even had a fucking driver's license, never been pulled over. I was talking to a bro of mine. He said, "Man, I've had sex with so many women. I don't know how the fuck I don't have a STD. I've never had an STD." You know, there are people that have been doing the most, doing the fucking most, and it's like they have felt no repercussions. There are people that steal. I was watching this movie with I forget this guy's name, the guy from the movie Taken, right? He made the Taken series. He's the main actor, Lehman Neeson, something like that. Neiman Neeson, something like that. And he was in this movie where he stole $9 million, 9 million, and they did not have a clue who, where, or what he was. They did not have a clue. They didn't know if he was a bank employee that kept working in different banks and figuring out the system, how to steal the money, or he was breaking in. They didn't have a clue who this person was. Okay, and long story short, um, what I got out of the movie was he learned how to be a magician. He learned how to be a magician. He learned how to beat them at their own fucking game, right? This is why what I got out of it. He learned how to beat them at their own fucking game. He learned how to manipulate energy, so to speak. He learned how to manipulate energy, so to speak. And this was what I be trying to explain to y'all. Okay, this is a guy stole $9 million. It's just a movie, but it's not just a movie. And he stole $9 million and completely got away with it. to the point it became boring, and he just turned himself in. Like, hey, I stole this $9 million. I never stole a penny of it. I didn't do it to take the money. Here, you guys could have it back. And I'll even do 2 years in a minimum security prison. You know what I'm saying? Because I fell in love with a woman, and I want to spend the rest of my life with her without having this over my head, right? But anyhow, the moral of the story is you can do anything you want. You can be anybody you want. You can be anywhere you want. There are people that hate to travel. They think the plane is going to crash, or they're going to go to Colombia somewhere and they're going to get kidnapped and all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They're going to go to Africa and they're going to get kidnapped. Nobody can do anything to you that you don't want them to do. There's even people on this planet that figured out how to live without eating. They don't even have to drink water. There's a guy they say in India, he doesn't even drink water. They put him in a room for like 30 days, something like that. No water, no nothing, and observed him. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, something like that. And he was living and breathing, didn't lose any weight, didn't gain any weight. He was literally just consuming the energy in the atmosphere, and that was his food. There's another guy they say in India also. He's he's never slept, or he hasn't slept since he was a young boy. No sleep at all. He's just up 24/7, and he doesn't suffer from any sleep deprivation or anything. You guys look it up on YouTube. The guy that never slept or doesn't sleep, and the other guy that never eats or doesn't eat. And then there's this young guy, a black guy. Uh, he's blind, supposedly physically blind, right? But he plays basketball and gets the ball in the hoop because he learned how to see through the echo. He learned how to see through echo. So he sees the echo, and that's how he sees. He can see things, and he plays basketball and get it in a hoop every time. Every time. Skateboard, you know, because what he actually sees is energy. He sees the things vibrating off of things, and he sees the energy. Okay, I gotta watch, see if they put up any new videos of him. He probably driving by now. To be honest with you, a whole blind dude, legally blind. Okay, that's because there's really no boundaries. You know, you think you're blind, you think you're in a wheelchair, you think you're this, you think you're that. It's an illusion. It's an absolute illusion. You think you have to work this job. It's an illusion. You don't have to. You can manifest anything. You can manifest winning the lottery. You can manifest being with somebody that won the lottery. You can manifest a whole bag, okay? A meal ticket, however the fuck you want to call it. But you can manifest a life where you don't have to work, okay? You don't have to work. You can manifest cars, boats, planes, the love of your life. Everything is energy. They don't want you to know. Your money is right here in your brain. Your resources, everything you could think of is right here in your brain, in your head. Okay? The goal is to keep you mesmerized, keep you watching television, tell lies to your vision, keep you programmed. That's why they call it a television program. Keep you using words of spells. That's why they like you to say, when I wake up in the morning, awake is for dead people. Okay? You ever been to a wake? That's something when they do for dead people, right? Morning, sad morning. When I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna pay my mortgage. A mortgage is morgue. You ever been to the morgue where they got all the dead people? I'm gonna pay my mortgage because I want to reduce my debt. My debt, 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 death. Okay. Even the word children, chill mean to freeze. And I forget what they say, drenman. That's another bad word. Husband, word husband, bound, bound, right? Even the Bible, when it references husband, it means a bound man, a bound man. Who the fuck want to be a bound man? That's why I don't want to be no husband. I'm not your fucking husband. I don't want to be no husband. We shouldn't even be using that word. That's why when you use legal documents, the Jews, they made up all these legal documents. They don't even have the word husband or wife. They use spouse, the word spouse. Use the word spouse. Okay? We actually should be trying to learn legalese. Okay? Because the words we're actually using out here is words of spells. And we're casting people are casting spells on their lives every day, every minute of every day. Every time you use that word morning, good morning, have a good morning. Do you know how stupid you sound to those that are in the know? You know how stupid you fucking sound? I know these motherfuckers, these grand wizards, and these elites just sit around laughing all fucking day. All fucking day. Like, these stupid motherfuckers, if they would only use the right words and stop casting spells on themselves, that's going to clear up 90% of their hardships, okay? And then if they learn about energy, that's going to clear up the other 9%. And then if they actually apply all the shit, they'll be 100% out the matrix, okay? Man, you'll be manifesting shit. You'll just you'll be the grand wizard. You know, I might change my name on here to Grand Wizard Dragon Manifest. People gonna be like, what the fuck? This nigga KKK? Yeah, I'm KKK. Calm, cool, and collective. Calm, cool, and collective. I'm CCC, but I spell it with a K. I spell all three of them with a K. Calm, cool, and collective. I'm telling you, people, if a person isn't um, using the right words, if a person doesn't acknowledge that they need to use the right words, if people are still struggling with they need to fix their credit, they need to stay renting, they don't want to fuck up their credit, they don't want to fuck up their rental history, if people are still struggling with um they need to pay a mortgage, they need to pay rent, they need to live in a box, you know, if people still struggling with even anything, you know, they need to have sex every day, they need to not have sex at all. You know what I'm saying? They need to if people are bound by anything and bound by anybody, they're still in the matrix. You know, there are people that are like, "Oh, I've been celibate for 10 years, 5 years." Bitch, it's not about being celibate. It's not about being celibate. It's about there's a time and a place for everything. There's a season for everything. It's called balance. You've probably been fucking and sucking um um recklessly for so long you realize you need to stop that shit. And now you call yourself celibate. It's not about being celibate. You don't have to be celibate. You have to it's called energy management. You have to know how to manage your energy. Okay? I'm somewhat celibate, but I'm not. Okay? What I'm actually doing is practicing semen retention. Semen retention. Okay? I'm not the best at it, but, you know, I'm not the worst at it either. But, for the most part, I just do what the fuck I want to do when the fuck I want to do it. Okay? But in a balanced way. In a balanced way. You guys have to also watch videos on managing your energy. Managing your energy. Okay? And um in managing your energy, um you'll realize how the universe works. And realizing how the universe works, you'll actually not be as overwhelmed as you would normally be, because you would realize, oh, this is just the universe at work, helping me to manifest what I've been trying to manifest. Like if your vehicle break down, if you get evicted, if you lose your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, a lot of these things you guys think are bad things happening to you. They're not bad things happening to you. They're actually good things happening to you. You're actually manifesting what you wanted. They're actually good. Like my truck, was giving me so many issues. I ended up changing all these parts. And when I thought about it, I said, oh my goodness. Thank you, universe. Thank you to God in me. I manifested that because car parts are going through the fucking roof. And I bought a part, I guess a month ago now, for I think it was 200 or 300 something dollars. That same part is like 400 and something dollars, like a month late. 400 and fucking something dollars. So what the universe was doing is, because I keep saying, man, I'm gonna keep this truck forever. I'm gonna keep this truck forever. This is my baby. I love this truck, and I do love my truck. And the universe making me change these parts in my truck now, while it's cheap, and also making me change all the parts in my truck so my truck can run forever. Because I ended up changing transmission fluid, transmission filter, oil filter, fuel filter, air filter, all the sensors in my truck, or most of the sensors in my truck, alternator, battery, and I'm changing all these parts in my truck, okay? And the parts that I'm changing is parts that, the belts, is parts that should be changed, because if you don't change those simple parts, it's going to damage bigger parts. And I don't want the big parts to be damaged. You know what I'm saying? So I'm making sure to keep the small parts working fine. Okay? Because it's just a domino effect. If you don't change your air filter, then your vehicle's running too lean, and then it could damage this part and that part, and it's a ripple effect. Okay? So I'm like so grateful. You know what I mean? Because I was trying to figure it out for like 4 months, why my vehicle's still not running properly. And this whole time, it's the universe making me do all this stuff to my truck so my truck can run forever. Because I actually do. Like, I'm a billionaire right now, and I will still have this truck. I will still have this truck. My truck has been so good to me, and just the year, make, model, the body style, everything about this truck, I just love it. I love it. Like, I genuinely do. I'm not just saying that, you know, to be positive. I'm not just saying that to be positive. Like, my truck is actually antique right now, 21 years old, considered an antique. And I love my truck. Like, I'm actually gonna try to buy like 5 or 10 more of them just like it and collect this specific truck. I really believe this truck is gonna be very valuable in another 20 years, because when they made these trucks, they made something special. they made something really, really special. The trucks after this trucks, there's too many computers in it. There's a computer for the fucking computer. It's ridiculous. And the trucks, that's the trucks that were made after my truck. My truck is a 2001, um, and it's the same up to like 2007, 6 or 7, something like that. 2008, they they have computers for the fucking computers with these trucks, right? But from 1999 to 2007, I believe, um, they did something real special with these trucks, right? And the trucks before my truck, oh my God, you got all these fucking parts that it's less computers, but it's more mechanical parts like the distributor and stuff like that. And these parts just wear down so fast, so easily, right? And that's a headache. But my truck is like in between. You hook up a little small computer to it. It tells you exactly what the problem is, and you change that part, and that's it. You're good to go. You know what I'm saying? It's not a foolproof thing, but for the most part, you know, it's probably the most best reliable vehicle in trucks or by Chevy ever made, ever made. So I really believe these trucks are going in another 20 years. People are gonna look back and say, "Man, these trucks still fucking running. This is something special." So I'm actually gonna try to collect these trucks. Chevy trucks between Chevy Silverado trucks between 1999 and 2007. I'm actually gonna try to collect them, and actually Chevy Colorado the same years. Chevy Silverados and Chevy Colorados the same year. I'm actually gonna try to collect them. All three vehicles I own are actually collector's item. I really believe that. I really, really believe that. Because, and one of the reasons why the universe blessed me, so called blessed me, that's not even a good word because I found out the word bless means be less. Be less. So I'm actually going to try to not even use that word there. But the reason why the universe endowed me, maybe that's a better word, endowed me with these vehicles is because I'm always saying, I own assets, I own assets. So if I'm always saying I own assets, I have assets, everything around me is an asset, then that's what it is. My vehicles are assets. My women are assets. People around me are assets. Everything I have is an asset. No liabilities. I have no liabilities around me. And the more that I think about it, I'm like, wow, I'm realizing that the universe is taking all the fucking liabilities out of my life and replacing it with nothing but assets. Nothing but assets. As far as people, as far as things, everything now is an asset to me. Is a asset to me. Everything now is to help me build, nothing to help me tear down or take away. You see what I'm saying? So where you think you're losing something, you're not losing anything. Well, yeah, you're losing something. You're losing all the liabilities. Anything that's gonna be a liability to you, the universe is actually taking it out. And anything that's an asset, the universe is adding. A lot of you think, your Mercedes broke down because whatever. No, it was probably a fucking liability. You've probably been trying to manifest nothing but assets. You know what I'm saying? But you don't fucking recognize and realize, you know? I even got a whole fucking army, you know? I even got a whole fucking army. Man, I'm not even gonna tell you guys a lot of shit. But the universe is basically giving you what you requested, what you asked for. You read the menu and you looked at the menu and you say you want this, this, and that off the menu. And now that the universe is bringing it to you, you tripping. You fucking tripping. You are fucking tripping. What happens is people get caught on to or get stuck on. material things. People get sentimental. People get attached to. No, you're not supposed to be attached to anybody or anything. Simply, anybody or anything in your life should be an asset. When it's no longer an asset, it's got to go. It's got to go. Okay? This is why you cannot really be fully attached because once that thing is no longer serving a purpose for you, once that person is no longer serving a purpose for you, you have to detach. You have to detach. And for a lot of people, it's hard to detach. It's very, very hard for a lot of people to detach. Very, very hard for a lot of people to detach for the simple fact, um, for the simple fact of whatever. They're comfortable, and like I say, they're still in the matrix. They are still in the fucking matrix. Anyhow, I'm going on an hour now. I'm gonna cut it short for you guys. But think about this, guys. This is some real shit I'm trying to tell you. Are you really in the matrix or are you really out of the matrix? Are you really out of the matrix or are you really still in the matrix? Because when you're completely out of the matrix, you even see how to go back and beat them at their own fucking game. Okay? When you're a complete master mechanic, you not only could change parts on a vehicle, but you can break a whole vehicle down and put it all the way back together the way you want to put it back together. Now you can modify the vehicle. Like a mechanic. A mechanic could a general mechanic could fix parts on a vehicle. A master super mechanic, race car mechanic could not only change parts, they could break the motherfucker down and modify the shit to be a fucking race car beast. Okay? I'm at that point where I'm modifying. I'm like Neo. Remember Neo in the Matrix? He started to modify his world. He started to just see how he wanted his world to be and modify it. This is what the universe be doing to you and for you. The universe be modifying your world according to how you're imagining it, according to how you're manifesting it, and your world is being transformed and conformed, disformed, reformed around you based on what you are manifesting and you don't even fucking realize it. That's why I tell you motherfuckers, start by detoxing your mind, body and soul. All the fucking weed you're smoking, all the fucking and sucking you doing, all the jobs you working on, all the fucking shit you're doing, you're actually creating more of a of what you don't want. You're actually manifesting more of what you don't want. You're actually transforming, reforming, conforming, proforming more of what you don't want. Okay? But once you step out of the matrix, you realize it's a matrix. Now you can see to put this over here, that over there. The universe start rearranging, arranging, reprogramming things to what you do want. Okay? So when you lose that car, you lose that house, you lose that boyfriend, you lose that girlfriend, you lose that sister, brother, auntie, cousin, whatever the fuck. It ain't nothing but the universe taking people or things out of your life that's not conducive to what you are manifesting. So if you really lost somebody that you thought was an asset, motherfuckers, because you are the fucking liability. You lost that person out of your life because you're toxic. You lost some, some of you do lose your cars before because you're toxic. You do lose your house because you're toxic. If you know you lost a good thing, it's because you're toxic. Okay? It's because you're toxic. Okay? If you lost something that you like, that's I'm glad that went away, that thing went away, that person went away. It's because the universe is bringing you something better. You got something better coming. You got something better coming. But if you lost something that you know was a good thing, it's because you are the one that's fucking toxic. Okay? But we're all always manifesting. Everything is a manifestation. Everything. If you on a job you hate, well, you manifested a job you hate. If you on a job you love, well, you woke up today, excuse me, I apologize. You rose up today, it's because you manifested rising up today. Everything is a manifestation. Everything is energy in motion. Emotion is nothing but energy in motion. Everything around you is just energy in motion, constantly being arranged and rearranged. Watch a movie and put it on fast forward. Watch a movie and put it on fast forward. We used to could easily do this with a VHS VCR. You could still do it. Watch a movie and just play it fast forward, and you'll more or less see how energy moves. Energy moves so fucking fast. You can even watch a movie, put it on slow motion, and see how when energy moves slow. Some of you need to take $1,000 or whatever, or manifest, uh, um, not even 1,000, like $10, $100, and get a microscope. Or in my case, one time I had got a telescope, and I was looking in space with my son, and I was seeing how slow the stars are moving, how slow they're moving. But then they tell you the stars are moving fast, lightning speed. Everything depends on your perception. If you have a toxic perception, if you think the person's cheating on you, guess what? The person is cheating on you. If you think a person is not cheating on you, guess what? The person is not cheating on you. If you think the only way to make money is to work a job, guess what? The only way you will ever make money is to work a job. If you think the only way to make money is to win the lottery, guess what? The only way you will make money is to win the lottery. If you think the only way to make money is to have your own business, guess what? The only way you would make money is to have your own business. If you think you can only drive a Rolls Royce, then guess what? You will only drive a Rolls Royce. If you think you could only afford a $500 car, guess what? You'll only be able to afford a $500 car. You gotta think about it, people. What's the difference between somebody that's working at Burger King, McDonald's, Walmart, driving a $500, $2,000? Not to say that there's anything wrong with any of this, right? But I'm just trying to make an example, versus somebody that's working medium job, making 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 a year, driving, a more 30, 40, $50,000 car, then versus somebody making over 250,000 a year to 2 million, driving, $100,000 vehicle, $50,000 vehicle, versus a motherfucker's worth 100 million, versus a motherfucker's worth 1 billion, versus motherfuckers that's worth trillions, versus motherfuckers that's worth quadrillions. Y'all don't even know what the fuck a quadrillion is. Rockefeller family worth quadrillions. Okay? Quadrillions. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, they not the richest men in the fucking world. But for argument's sake, we say they're the richest. All right? There are motherfuckers out here worth quadrillions. Quadrillions. Okay? So anyhow, the idea of what I'm telling you is that it's like the saying say, if a man say he's sad, then he is right, he is sad. If a man say he is happy, he is also right, he is happy. It's whatever it is. Okay? If a man says um um if he goes left, he'll get there, then if he goes left, he'll get there. If a man says if he goes right, he'll get there, he's also right. If he goes right, he'll get there. You ever look at your GPS, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say, and it gives you different coordinates of getting the same place, but it say this go this way, it's a minute slower, go that way, it's 7 minutes slower, go that way, it's 15 minutes slower. No matter which direction you choose to take, you're all right. It will all get you there. But it's just that some routes will have more stumbling blocks, more twists and turns, and will take you longer. Okay? And some routes are very easy. Some people don't want the easy route. Some people want to go the hard way. Okay? But the hard way may not be a bad way necessarily. If that's the way you want to go, that's the way you want to go. Some people, like me, I love the scenic route. Okay? I don't love the hard way, and I don't love to go fast. I love the way that's beautiful. I love the way I could see the trees. I could stop and smell the roses. That's the way I like to go for me. Some people want to go fast on the highway. You know, they become millionaires at 10, 20, 30 years old, very young, but they never stop to smell the roses. And some people go slow as fuck. By the time they hit $1 million or become happy or meet the love of their life, they're 60 years old, 70 years old. I remember when my son was born, the family next to me, he was like 69, she was 39, and he was madly in love. He's like, I met the love of my life at 69 years old, and he had his first offspring at 69 years old. I don't want that to be me. I don't want to meet the love of my life at 69 years old. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, family, um, I'm going to talk to you guys later. If anything, I get more downloads, I'll do a part two. Peace. Love you guys.